Hey gang, welcome to the WilsonCombat channel, or if you're a regular, welcome back. For those of you who are new, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot to offer. My name is Massad Ayoob. Today I'm at the Circle WC Ranch, Bill Wilson's ranch in Texas. And I've been asked to talk to you about concealed carry insurance. And there's a reason for the air quotes. While some of the companies that offer post-self-defense support are insurance, many are not. And total disclosure, I'm involved with one. The first such group is Armed Citizens Legal Defense Network. You can contact them at armedcitizensnetwork.org. They are not insurance. They are a member-funded mutual support group for post-self-defense criminal and civil court actions. Why would you even want to belong to such a thing? The reason is being tried or being sued can be enormously expensive. As I sit here 2 weeks ago today, we got the acquittal of a defendant in South Dakota who had been charged with murder in the first degree for a shooting that we proved to in fact be self-defense. He was acquitted, and acquitted, thank God, of all charges. By the time it was done, he had spent 26 months with that sword of Damocles hanging over his head. In that jurisdiction, a murder one conviction would have gotten him literally life without parole as a mandatory sentence. Today, he's a free man. Why do I bring that up? He told me his total legal fees exceeded $300,000. And unfortunately, that's not uncommon. Really good defense attorneys will be charging something on the order of $500 per hour. There are some who charge as many as $1,000 per hour. And countless hours go into the preparation for trial in a case like this. I've been doing this kind of work as an expert witness for the courts for 43 years now. And in the first decade, I lost count of how many people I'd seen go through this, and often got to meet their families and saw the agony of people who, let's say, were my age and had spent their life building their estate. They owned their home free and clear and hoped to will everything to their children. And instead, all their investments wound up going into legal fees to keep their son or their daughter out of prison. People say, well, what are the odds of it happening to me? Well, a whole lot of people wonder why you keep or carry a firearm for self-defense. And what's your answer to them? Because if I need this thing, not having it is going to be so catastrophic that it's going to be unacceptable. And the classic words of one of our great instructors today in the self-defense discipline, John Hearn, it's not about the odds, it's about the stakes. Now, if you've made the choice to reach out and subscribe to some organization that provides post-self-defense support for litigation matters, you want to look at it the way you would look at insurance or the way you'd look at any major expense. You want to do a cost-benefit analysis. Read the fine print. Let me tell you some of the things to look for. There was one group that, thank God, is now defunct that said, we'll pay every penny of your legal fees and costs after you've been acquitted. Now let's think about this. Where on earth are you going to find an attorney who'll put in hundreds of hours working for you when they could have been billing someone else for free, for no charge, in hopes that they'll be paid after you are acquitted? The answer is nowhere. It doesn't work that way. And furthermore, in criminal defense, the canon of ethics literally forbids the attorney to represent a client who will only pay for a total acquittal. As I said, that organization's gone, but it's a classic example of why you want to read the fine print. There are some, for example, who say, we'll pay every penny of your defense, blah, 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 but if you have any alcohol on board at all during the incident, we don't have to pay a thing, you're off the table, you voided the contract. Well, let's say you've had a martini at dinner, and the hour since you had that pre-dinner martini, you've totally metabolized it, and the alcohol has no effect on you whatsoever. You're attacked by a mugger in the parking lot as you leave the restaurant. That institution says, we don't have to pay a penny for your defense, heck with you. Read the fine print. Some others will say, if you're committing any violation of the law at all during or prior to the incident, we have no duty to defend you. All right, you found yourself unintentionally in a non-permissive environment, the so-called gun-free zone. The attack went down, it was life or death, you drew that gun to defend yourself. According to their contract that you signed, they don't owe you a penny. Some of them will say if you're convicted of anything, including the lesser offense of carrying in the non-permissive environment, etc., the gun-free zone, we don't have to pay a single thing for your defense. Well, let's say you had some attorney so overzealous that they charged you with, oh yeah, and by the way, you violated the noise ordinance by firing that pistol at 130 decibels in public. Well, in theory, they would not have to pay for your defense. Read the fine print. Read also to find out who is going to defend you. Some of them will assign an attorney. You and I don't know who that attorney will be. Maybe it will be the best possible choice to defend you in that community. Maybe it'll be My Cousin Vinny. My Cousin Vinny was a great movie. I even know law professors who show it in law school. But it's not the role model of a proper defense that would result in a justified acquittal for an act of self-defense. ACLDN, for example, gives you the choice. If you have an attorney you want, we will pay him or her, and we'll work together with him or her with all the forces that we have at our disposal. Experienced attorneys who've done many of these cases, experienced expert witnesses who've done many of those cases. Or we'll provide one that we know knows how to do that type of case. Again, I'm not here to sell you one particular company. I'm here to tell you that you want to make sure whatever company that you have is going to do the right thing by you. Make sure they don't have a reimbursement clause that will require you to pay back every penny if you're found guilty for some minor, lesser included offense. Read the fine print, know what you're doing, be prepared beforehand, exactly as you would be prepared for the incident itself. John Hearn was right. It's not about the odds, it's about the stakes. Cover yourself. I would strongly recommend you have something, someone in your corner. When you read those legal papers that say the name of the case is the state versus you, they mean it. The entire power of the state with its vast tax money to pay for their attorneys up against just you. One armed citizen who's done a great deal for American armed citizenry is literally the man who bulletproofed American police, Richard Davis, the inventor of the soft body armor. He was an armed citizen before he created that body armor. What actually gave him the idea was the shootout he was in, where he shot 3 armed robbers and was shot twice himself. He said, you know, stopping bullets with your own body hurts. There's got to be something better to stop them with. But he's made a statement that is very much pertinent to what we're talking about now. No one person can do it alone. It's you and your attorneys and your family who's going to go through it with you. Give it a lot of thought. I hope you make the right decision that works for you. Gang, thank you for watching. And don't forget, we have a commentary section here. Feel free to comment. We all learn from each other. As Richard Davis said, no one person can do it alone. You may have a comment that could change someone's life down the road for the better. Hope to see you there.